भिषक्भ्यो भिषक्तरा भिषक्भ्यो भिषक्तरा आपः भिषक्भ्यो भिषक्तरा आपः भिषक्भ्यो भिषक्तरा आपः अथर्व 19:2-3 19:2-3 Bhishak is doctor, healer. Bhishakbhyo, among healers, among doctors. Bhishak Taraha, a better doctor, is Apaha. Now, this can be understood at, again, different levels. One taking it at the Adhibhautika level, Apaha means water. Among all doctors, water is a better doctor. That's the meaning of it. And of course, it's not in a new concept, it's a very old concept. And it has been recognized as what is known as hydrotherapy. Hydro is water, hydrotherapy. Water definitely is not just our jivana. Jivana is another name for water. Jivanam. Jivanam is water. So water is jivanam. It itself is the essence of life, without which it cannot exist. And it's a fact that because that water is in liquid form, in Earth, life thrives here. In other planets which are closer to sun, they get evaporated. Farther, they become solidified. So life cannot thrive. Life wants water in the liquid form, and the temperature here, depending upon the distance between the sun and the earth, is so calculated, is so fine, that water exists on this planet in the liquid form, and that is the basic cause for thriving of life on this planet. So it's not just jivanam. It's not just jivanam. That's water. Then we have got the Panchabhutas, among which we have got Jala also. Akasha, Vayu, Agni, Apaha, Prithvi. Jalam, Prithvi. So this water is also there in so many other things in some proportion. We don't find single element. Say just Akasha, just Vayu, just Agni, just Jala, just Prithvi is not there. Everything what we see is a mixture of, is a combination of the 5 elements. Panchabhutatmikaha Jagat. So everything is a combination of these 5, and this Apaha is there in all these things what we see in some proportion, And without Panchabhutas, we cannot exist. Without Panchabhuta, our Sharindra Manas cannot exist. So water is also required. Water is a very, very important component or ingredient in our life. Now, this is one basic thing about water. The next step is the same water also works as a wonderful medicine, wonderful doctor, wonderful healer. It has got that property. So that aspect is highlighted in this piece of the Veda Mantra. Bhishakbhyo Bhishaktara Apaha. Among all healers, water is a better healer. It's very simple to understand, but hydrotherapy or treatment with water, Jala Chikitsa itself, is a very big subject. It's got so many inner layers in it. Just to explain a little, not much. It could be cold water, it could be hot water, basically. It could be pouring hot water or cold water on the affected part, or it could be a pack, water pack. It could be a cold pack, it could be a hot pack. That is external application. Then internal application, drinking. Of course, what is essential, we all drink it. That's okay. But drinking it in a particular way at a particular time makes this water a medicine. Just drinking is okay. I'm thirsty, I drink it. Okay. But taking water before food, along with food, after food, it makes a lot of difference. It works as a medicine. And how much time we have to give, the gap between drinking of water and food. And now we have to drink it. Should you sip it? Should you just gulp it? There's a lot of difference. Now in water itself, we have got a lot of varieties. We have got rainwater, and we have got water on the land, which is collected in one place, maybe a tank, maybe a flowing one, a river, a rill. Each has got its own different property. And the water which flows on plain land, on a rocky land, and the ice which gets melted and flows as a river, and what falls on the plants and herbs, and in a thick forest which is rich in herbs, and the water flowing from it. All these waters have got their own different properties. Just to give an example, the Ganges, what we have got, Ganga. It starts from Himalayas and flows down. And Himalaya is very rich in herbs. Now, all those qualities of the herbs would have been absorbed by this water which flows down. And that is why the Ganga water, when you store it, even for a long time, it will not get spoiled. That's the property of it. Such properties are there not only for Ganga, but there are several other sources of water also. Near Mecca, Medina, we have got one water source, geyser. The water comes out of it, and that they call it as Zamzam. That also has got the same property. Even if you store it over a long period, the water doesn't get contaminated, it doesn't get spoiled. It is as fresh as it was. They got such things. And even such water coming out of earth could be a hot water, could be a cold water. If it's a hot geyser, it is medicinal and has got many medicinal properties, and in particular, it cures skin diseases. Because the heat in that hot geyser is due to one element called sulfur, and sulfur is a very good element in curing skin diseases. Then tub bath. Tub bath heals. It's part of the hydrotherapy, tub bath. Water used as enema. It has got its own results. When you fast and drink water, it has got a different effect. Using water as the medium, along with that, we can take many other medicines. Water helps there also. So many things are. It is a big subject by itself. Hydrotherapy is a big subject by itself. I just given not even a bird's eye view, just a glimpse of it. So this physical water, what is there, though chemically we call it as H2O, that's okay, but it's not just H2O. It has got many other properties in it which cannot be explained in terms of hydrogen and oxygen. From the structure, molecular structure, we can say 2 parts of hydrogen, 1 part of oxygen. That's okay. But that's not the end of it. It has got so many properties, and those properties can be well exploited for our health and benefit. We know that we cannot cultivate, we cannot farm without water. Water is a very, very important ingredient. And all vegetation grow on that. And that's our basic food. Even those who are non-vegetarians, they depend upon vegetarian animals, and in turn, vegetarian animals depend on these greens. So finally, every living being on this planet is dependent on vegetation. And that vegetation is a dream without water. What is essential, and employing it in the right way, it can work as medicine also. And that is a very good medicine. How you say it is very good? It's very simple and easy to understand. Our whole physical structure, Sharira Indriya Manas, is made out of Panchabhutas. And they are the basic ingredients for the formation of the Sharira Indriya Manas. The very building material of Sharira Indriya Manas can also work as a repairing material of the same structure, Sharira Indriya Manas. The components are the same. One is for building. If there is some problem, we use the same Panchabhutas to rectify it. The easiest and simplest way. And this is a concept of naturopathy. And this is also emphasized in Ayurveda also. It's as simple as that. Say there is a cement wall. So there is some problem. How do you fill it? Take again cement and plaster it, and it will be all right. The material out of which it is made, a similar material also is used to repair it. It's as simple as that. We are made of Panchabhuta, and to rectify the disturbance in Panchabhuta, which we call it as a disease, is rectified by, again, the Panchabhuta, and one among them, Panchabhuta, is Apaha, water, Jivanam. This is a basic principle. The building material of Sharira Indriya Manas, one of them is water, and if there is some disturbance, the same water can heal it. And that's the first primary medicine for us. It's better than all doctors. Bhishakbhyo Bhishaktara Apaha. It's all about the Adhi Bhautika level. Then you go to Adhyatmika level. In the Adhyatmika level, Apaha is, the root is the Aplar Vyaptav. Of course, on the same feature only, it is called as water. Water just expands and spreads and covers. When it is in liquid form, it flows. It occupies, it covers. Vyapti. It will not be in one point. It will just spread and cover many things. And of course, it flows from a higher level to a lower level. That's fine. So here, Aplar Vyaptav is the basic thing. So here, which is the one which is omnipresent, and that is Satchidananda, and that is our Apaha. Apa is not just water. It's okay, fine. In the Adhibhautika level, but the Adhyatmika level, it is that Satchidananda which is called as Apaha. Aplar Vyaptav. Another word from the same root is Apta. Apta is one who wishes well for us, a well-wisher. And now things become very simple. Can there be a better healer than can be a better doctor than Satchidananda? Because all doctors, all mortal doctors have drawn their knowledge of medicine from that source only. So that's the master of masters. That's the doctor of doctors. That's the healers of healers. And when a doctor attends to our Sharira Indriya Manas, now this doctor attends to not only our Sharira Indriya Manas, but also our souls. That's why it is called Vishaktara. It is superior to ordinary doctors. And attending to soul, what do they call it? They got a beautiful word for that. Bhava Roga Vaidya. Bhava Roga Vaidya. So here they call this very being in the birth and death cycle is a disease. The very being in the birth and death cycle is a disease. And there is anyone who can take us out of this birth and death cycle, it is only that Bhava Roga Vaidya. That's a channel. So at both the levels, at the level of the Adhibhautika and at the level of Adhyatmika, this holds good. And our resort is finally, in the physical world, it is water, which is better than other things. Of course, other four elements are also there to be used. But the basic one is this Apaha, water. Because that's our Jivanam, that's our very life. And with reference to the Adhyatmika level, is a Satyananda, which is our ultimate healer. It heals not only our Sharirindriya Manas, it also heals our soul by imparting knowledge. And that knowledge is ultimate, final, which holds good for all at all places and at all times. That supreme knowledge is also a medicine. Where there is ignorance, as you commonly understand, it's not bliss, it's a state of disease. Because you don't know what is happening, how it is happening, what is the effect of it, where I am. All those things will not know. That's ignorance. Ignorance is not bliss, but is a cause of all our confusions, problems, and diseases. That's the right thing. But to know, to understand, yes, some effort from our side is required. So what they call is, if it's ignorance, there is no effort, and not putting any effort, they call it as bliss. That's wrong. We have to put our efforts. Yes, we are enabled to put that effort as human beings. We have to gain knowledge, frame our lives, and be happy, make others also happy. It's all possible. But it's not possible with ignorance. It has to be with right knowledge. And that right knowledge is the healer of so many of our confusions and problems. And from where we get that knowledge? Satchana, that's the main source for us. For everyone, always, anywhere in the world, at any point of time. That's the ultimate source for us. So that knowledge, what we get from Satchidananda, is the highest form of medicine, highest form of healing that we get. Of course, it also heals our Sharirindriya Manas too. Because the Sharirindriya Manas is with some systems. It's not random. It's not haphazard. It is systematic. So to understand this system, yes, we'll be able to handle it. Wherever some disturbance is there, we can rectify it. Because it's a system. If it were not to be a system, but something haphazard, then this would not have been possible. Because it is a perfect system, working under certain definite rules. Yes, it's possible to rectify it when there is some malfunctioning. Of course, because it's a product of 5 elements, we use the same 5 elements in different forms to heal it. It could be space, it could be air, it could be fire, it could be water, it could be earth. It's the same thing for our healing purpose. Using them directly is the best method. Because first hand, directly we use it. But how to use it, of course, there's a process for it. And that's the basic principle of naturopathy. And also Ayurveda. In Ayurveda, they move a step further. We can formulate certain medicines using the same 5 elements. And here in Ayurveda, these formulations are as simple as possible. Least processing. But in other forms of medicine, the processing itself is a very big exercise. They extract this, extract that, combine this, do into a pill or a injection, something. This the process is too much. Now the basic principle is closer to nature is the best healing. As raw as it is good. More and more you process, more and more you go away from nature, the result is not the same. These are some basic principles what we have. So keeping all this in mind, one is at the Adi Bhautika level, another one at the Adhyatmika level. Bhishakbhyo, among all the healers, Bhishaktara Apaha. Water or Satchidananda. That's the best, upon which we can rely upon, and definitely we do get results. Yeto bhayam abhayam tanno astu. Yeto bhayam abhayam tanno astu. Atharva 19:3-4. Yeto bhayam abhayam tanno astu. Yeto bhayam abhayam tanno astu. Fear, bhayam, it's there, it's there. How do you understand fear? Fear is an anxiety which ultimately threatens us that me, that is a soul, will be separated from my tool. That is Sharindra Manas. What if I get separated? So I get separated from my tool, I become inactive. I cannot act, I cannot react, I cannot do anything without the tool. That's my limitation. So for me, tool is very important. If the tool is lost, I become inert. I'm as good as inert, inanimate. So I'm anxious about it. So it is a basic instinct in all of us of that self-preservation. Self-preservation. So anything which is an obstacle for self-preservation, I'm anxious about it, and that anxiety we call it as fear. Bhayam. Most of the time, this fear is what if. That's the thing. Actually happening is different. What if is the greater burden for us. It's very easy to understand. It's not difficult. Death happens in a fraction of a second. It's over. But death is over. But what if I die? That gets converted into fear, and that fear kills me every moment. And that is fear. There are many sayings about this. In Hindi, we have got one. मरने वाला एक ही बार मरता है, डरने वाला कदम कदम पर मरता जाता है. It's very easy to understand. One who is going to die will die only once. But one who is afraid, one is fearful, he will die at every step of his life. Another Subhashita is there. Chitayascha chintayascha bindu matram vishishyate. I got two things. One is chitta, another one is chinta. And what's the difference? Just one anuswara. One is chitta, and then after chi I got one zero, and it becomes chinta. Now what's the difference between the two? While chinta burns a dead body, chinta burns a person who is alive. Now all these things put together, we call it as bhayam. We are in a comfortable zone. We are in a comfortable zone. But this being in a comfortable zone is not eternal, is not for always. It gets disturbed. That's the nature of the world, whether I want it or not. Whenever there is an up, relatively there is a down. Whenever there is a profit, relatively there is a loss. Whenever there is health, relatively there is ill health. Whenever there is ease, relatively there is disease. That's the nature of the world. That's the nature of the world. Whether I want it or not, whether I like it or not, whether I know it or not. That's how it happens. That's the nature of the world. So bhaya is part of our life. But can it not be overcome? That's the thing. Yes, we can overcome it. Overcoming fear, we can, provided we understand realities and compromise with realities or accept realities. We will not grumble, we will not complain. These are realities, hard facts. Not only that, these hard facts I cannot manipulate, I cannot change. But in very small proportion, By leading a good life, I can postpone my death. That's all what is there in my hands. But I cannot avoid it. That's inevitable. So once I accept it, the best thing what I'll do is I'll not worry about death. How well I can postpone it, I'll think about. That's all. That's the best what I can do. So now, the fear of death will get diluted. And maybe at one point of time, we will not worry about it at all. We'll think on how well we can lead a life, how best we can make use of the opportunity what we have got, every moment that is given to us. What happens when we never care about it? Anyhow, it is going to happen, it will happen. So take things in that positive spirit, that sportive spirit, yes, that fear is gone. Now, ultimate fear is the fear of death. And in Yoga Shastra, they call one word for that, abhinivesha. 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 Sha is talavya. So this abhinivesha is called as fear of death. It's a cause for, they say there, it's a cause for klesha, for disturbance, for disease, discomfort. That's one of the causes. Abhinivesha. And there he says, this abhinivesha troubles not an ordinary man, but even scholars and noble people. Even they are also at heart worried and fearful of death. So powerful is this klesha, is this problem, is this disturbance of abhinivesha. Now this fear of death gives rise to so many other forms of fears and phobias. All fears, all phobias can finally be linked to its source, that is fear of death, abhinivesha. I'm afraid of heights. Okay, why you are afraid? Why you can't see? If you fall down, if there is vertigo, if my head is not capable of tolerating that, what will happen? You will fall down. Then what? I will die. See, finally it comes to that. I'm afraid tomorrow I may get food or not. What happens if you don't get it? I feel hungry. Then what? I don't get food. Then I will die. See, anything, whatever say, any phobia, any fear, ultimately when questioned, finally it stops at, if I die. So death or abhinivesha is the mother of all fears and phobias. That's the root of all fears and phobias. Its allotropic forms are many, numerous, infinite. At whatever you say, the ultimate fear is fear of death. And there's a basic instinct in us, self-preservation. Self-preservation is a basic instinct in us. And that basic instinct of self-preservation gets translated into bhaya. Nidra, ahara, bhaya, and maithuna. That we have discussed. Behind that bhaya, there is abhinivesha. If abhinivesha were not to be there, that's knowledge of death or fear of death. There is no anxiety at all. That death itself is a cause for our fear. Now that can be from any direction. That can be from anything. Here yataha is direction. From any side, that fear of death could be there. Let that be cleared. From the very side, from where the fear comes, from the very place, I want pacification, no fear, abhayam, protection, guarding. I got n number of fears, and each fear has to be subdued. To overcome that fear psychosis. A similar concept is there elsewhere, which I have told already. Yaireva sasruje ghoram taireva shantirastuna. Those which cause ghora, those which cause disturbance, those which cause fear, those which cause anxiety, the very thing which is the cause for all these problems, let that itself be the cause for experiencing peace. Taireva shantirastunaha. From any quarter I may experience fear. From the very same quarters from where the fear has come, let the same quarters give me abhaya, fearlessness, comfort. How do you get it? How do you get it? Saying is okay, accepting it is okay, but we have to play our role to achieve this. In case those factors which are responsible for creating disturbance and problem in us, we have to tackle them, we have to tame them and make them our slaves. We have to make them work for us, then it will happen. This I have discussed. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. These are our enemies, not external enemies. These are enemies which are in us. External enemy we can see. We can put in burglar alarm and say who is coming, who is not coming. But how do you put a burglar alarm inside us? These enemies are in us only. Have to be very careful, doubly careful, alert. Whenever it props up its ugly head, then and there it should be struck. And it should be tamed. We should take control of it. We should transform them into positive things. The very Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya can be transformed into such forms which will work for us, which will be tamed and which will be controlled by us. What will happen? The very same Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya which are tamed now will work as slaves for us and they will get us peace of mind. The very same things. In the same way, if there is a fear coming from some angle, some direction, we should not run away. Underline. We should not run away from fear. We should not run away from problems. Face them, tackle them straight. One idiom is said in English, to ride the bull by the horns. To ride the bull by the horns. Don't run away. If you run away, they may stab you with their horns. Don't run away. Hold them and you ride the bull by the horns, so it cannot do anything for you. It will run and run and run. You are on the horns. It cannot stab us. Another word is a gore, goring, jiwari, gore. Gore means to stab by the horns. It cannot gore us. It will run and run, run, and finally it gets tired and fall down. We are safe. This is how we have to tackle that bull which is causing us all the fear and anxiety. We should not run away. We should tackle it straight. And here the tackling is understanding it, knowing it fully well. When you know it fully well, you will know whether it's possible for us to manipulate it, monitor it, transform it. If possible, do it. It's not possible, it's beyond our control. Accept it and be happy. Over. One of the two. Either tackle it and subdue it, or accept it as a fact and be happy. Because when it is a fact which I cannot change, absolutely there is no meaning in worrying about it. Even if I worry, I'll be subject to it. Even if I don't worry, I'll be subject to it. Better not to worry. These are where to tackle things. So then, the one which is the cause for problem itself will become a solution for us. A very angle from where the problem is coming, that very angle becomes peaceful for us. Because we know what it is. We know what it is very clearly. And most of our fear is because of our not knowing it rightly. Because we're in dark. But it is full light and we know what is there, what is happening. Yes, we are not in anxiety. We are not in fear. We know what is happening. We are seeing it very clearly. Where clarity is there, where light is there, there is no problem. Where there is no light, where we are groping in darkness, yes, we are fully anxious, fully fearful. Because you know what is happening where? Very dark. So the answer for this bhaya to become abhaya is study of it, tackling it. It's beyond our control. Accept it and be happy. There is nothing better than that. So when you approach our fears like this, all fears, and of course the basic fear is abhinivesha, the fear of death. When you tackle that fear of death and we are comfortable with death, of course all other fears will vanish or will have no impact on us at all. It will be there, but it will have no impact. Will not be anxious. The fear will become, that bhaya will become abhaya now. Yataha, that's what it says finally. Yataha bhayam. From which direction bhayam is there? From what bhayam is there? Abhayam tat naha astu. The very same thing, the very same direction become abhayam, which gives us all solace, which protects us. Let it happen like that to us. Next. Indro Raja Jagatas Charshaninam. Jagatas Charshaninam. Indro Raja Jagatas Charshaninam. Atharva 1951. Atharva 1951. Jagataha, of all, universal. Of all that is created. So the question of creation comes, we are very clear that I have been telling again and again. The basic three entities are eternal. Anadi Ananta. Sat, Satchit and Satchananda. They are not created. They just existed. They exist and they are going to exist. That's all. Sat, Satchit, Satchidananda. Using that Sat, that inert material, creation of this world is done by Satchidananda for the sake of Chit. Now in this world what is created, who shines the best? Rajadipta, that which shines. In our common understanding, we call that as the king, the leader, the one who leads us. Neta, who takes us towards a goal. It is that light which guides us. Raja, which is the best. Indra. Charshaninam for all the subjects. For all the subjects. Every one of us. That is, every Satchit is a subject of that Satchidananda. In the kingdom of Satchidananda, we are all subjects. We are all citizens. All Satchits. And who is the brightest? It is a Satchidananda in this universe. Who is that? Indra. Indra is the Paramaishwarya. Aishwarya, wealth, is a common understanding, right? And another thing is all resources. This whole universe is resourceful. Look anywhere, resource is there. Look anywhere. This whole world is resourceful. Unfortunate thing is, we are spoiling and polluting those resources rather than making the best use of it. We are abusing it, we are misusing it. We have to make the best use of the resources that are available for the benefit of the upliftment of our own soul and other souls around us. And all this shown, all the guidance is given, guidance is available. Tools are available. An area, an arena where we can apply all these things is available. As far as the Charshanina. And who is the Raja for that? Who is the one who controls this whole thing, who has set up all the rules and regulation? That is Indra. Indro Raja Jagataha Charshaninam. He is the master of, he is the king of, he is the light of the whole universe comprising of all Satchits. Next. Swasti no astu. Swasti no astu. Atharva 1987. Atharva 1987. Swasti no astu. Abhayam no astu. Same mantra. 1987. Swasti no astu. Abhayam no astu. ಯಾರು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾರೆ? ಇವರಿಗೆ ನಂಬರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದಾರೆಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಈ ನಂಬರ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದೆ ಭಾನುವಾರ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ, ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ. ಸರ್ವಮೇವ ಶಂ ಅಸ್ತು ನಃ. ಸರ್ವಮೇವ ಶಂ ಅಸ್ತು ಶಮಸ್ತು ನಃ. Atharva 19:9-2. Swasti no astu, abhayam no astu, sarvameva sham astu naha. The essence of all the three pieces of Veda mantra is the same. Swasti no astu, su astu. Let it be auspicious. Astu, let it be. No, naha, for us. Let all be auspicious for us. Abhayam no astu, fearlessness, peace, let it be for us. Sarvameva sham astu naha. Sham is again welfare. Sarvameva, let everything be welfare giving to us. Naha astu. Sarvameva Sham Astu Naha. These are our prayers. Prayers are very good. In fact, this is what we are searching for. Peace. We are searching for everything that is auspicious. We are searching for everything which is welfare giving. Everything fine. But time and again, I have been telling that all this will not happen automatically. You have to work for it. We should be able to distinguish between what is welfare giving, what is not welfare giving. We should be able to identify what is good, what is not good. We should be able to identify what is peace and what is fear. Here, the greatest problem with us is we are all troubled by what is called as avidya. Avidya is the cause for understanding things wrongly, not able to distinguish between one and the other. Avidya. Now, Patanjali defines avidya. This is a definition by Patanjali. He says that is avidya where what is clean is conceived as unclean. What is unclean is understood as clean. We are not able to distinguish between Shuchi and Ashuchi. We are not able to identify between Sukha and Dukkha. We lack that understanding. We lack that observation alertness between what is eternal and what is temporary. What is temporary we understand is eternal. What is eternal we forget about it as something temporary. And it is the cause of avidya. This is the cause of wrong comprehension. Mistaken identity, you can say. Identify them wrongly. This is avidya. But when avidya is there, it's a cause for all our problems. It's called as klesha, the one which creates problems. Avidya is a cause for klesha. All our problems start from there. Now the same avidya is there in Vedas also. But there, the connotation, the meaning of it is slightly different. Here they say avidya is materialistic knowledge. Our knowledge, when it is restricted to material things, and we never worry about adhyatma, we never worry about spiritual things, that's called avidya. And we find the whole world submerged under this avidya. They are in only materialistic world. They never are bothered about another world, what is there, that is a spiritual world, spiritual level. They forget about it. So they are caught up in the material world. They are submerged under the material world. They are lost in the material world. And finally, what they wanted, it is there in the spiritual world, and they don't know about it. And they finally say, I got everything in the world materialistically, but I didn't get my peace of mind. I'm disturbed. And peace of mind is not there in the material world. It's not there in avidya. It is there only in vidya. Vidya is knowledge of the spirit and its rules, and working for the purification strength of the soul, and finally experiencing bliss and peace. That is the only route what we have. But those who are entangled in this material world, they miss this. Because they miss that ultimate thing, what they are searching for, but get lost in the material world, they cause, the Vedas say, it is avidya. Now this avidya should be overcome. We should know something about material world. This material world is our jumping plank. Let's use it. Fine. But that is not the end of it. From there we have to jump into the other dimension. That's the spiritual dimension. If you are able to jump into it, excellent. Of course, this material world is a jumping plank for us. It is the base for it. From there we take the momentum and jump into the spiritual world. We are not neglecting this present world, but the material world is not the end of it. It's only an aid. For the soul, Sharira Indriya Manas is an aid, is a tool. For maintaining and getting work done by the Sharira Indriya Manas, we need the material world, without which the Sharira Indriya Manas cannot function. So indirectly, we need to depend on this materialistic world, but we should not get lost in that. That's the point. At one point of level, we should say this is enough. This much of materialism is enough. And we have to concentrate and divert ourselves to the spiritual progress. If we don't do it, the very purpose of human life is lost and gone. Because getting ourselves lost in the material world is brutal, is equal to an animal, because it just works on instincts. Indrahara, Bhaya, Maitana, over. There's no other thing for that. Those of us who have lost our root in the material world, they are equal to that. We always depend on Indrahara, Bhaya, Maitana. How I can enjoy, how I can appease my instincts, how I can appease my sense organs. Over. That's the end of it. Our whole world will be hovering around that physical Sharira Indriya Manas. Over. But there is only a tool for the soul. That's only a tool for the spirit. And that Atma is forgotten, for whose sake this tool is given. And the very purpose of human life is gone. It becomes animal-like. So this animal-like life is of no use. It should be humane. And we have got one more step further. With this humane and with this goal as a spiritual upliftment, strength and purity, working alone is one thing. Taking others also with us, that is not just human, it is divine. Brutal to humane, humane to divine. This is possible only in human form, not any other form. So to understand all these things and implement them in our life, practice them in our life, our prayers will be answered. Swastino astu will be answered. Everything will be auspicious for us, whatever you do, whatever you think, whatever you talk, whatever you do, it will all be swasti. Abhayam nostu. It bestows us fearlessness. It bestows on us peace of mind. And everything, sarvameva shamastu naha, it will happen. Everything will be welfare given to us. Auspicious, peaceful, welfare. It will happen. But our effort should be there and it will not happen automatically. Next. Indro me sharma yachatu. Indro me sharma yachatu. Brahma me sharma yachatu. Indro me sharma yachatu. Brahma me sharma yachatu. Vishwe me devaha. Vishwe me devaha. Sharma yachantu. Sharma yachantu. Last one is yachantu. The first is yachatu yachatu. Indro me sharma yachatu. Brahma me sharma yachatu. Vishwe me devaha sharma yachantu. First are in singular, the third one is in plural. Atharva 19:9-12 for all the three. It's a piece from the same mantra. 19:9-12. 19:9-12. Atharva. Sharma is shelter. Sharma is shelter. Yachatu, let it give. Let it be given. Let shelter be given. May for me. Let shelter be given to me. Now who has to give it? It is Indra. Indro is there. Indraha. Brahma. and Vishwe Devaha. Vishwe Devaha. Indraha idi Paramaishwarye. Brahma Bruhabruhi Vruddhau. Vishwe all. Devaha knowledgeable people and all noble people. When it's in singular, Yachatu, it refers to Satchidananda, which is one and only one. No confusion there. When it comes to Yachantu, which is in plural, it refers to mortals, those knowledgeable people. It cannot be applied to God or gods, goddesses, because we don't have gods, we don't have goddesses. There is only one, and definitely only one God. Okay. There was some disconnection in the internet. Now we got it back. So those people who are knowledgeable, have got the knowledge and have practiced and have got experience. So they are called as Deva. And not only that, they are willing to share and give it to others. Devo Danat. Their knowledge and experience, they are happily willing to share with others. Now let them also give us all the support what we need, guidance what we need, and give us all the protection and shelter. Sharma, Yachantu, plural. There are many such people. That's what Tyagaraja says in his one of the compositions, Endaro Mahanubhavulu. Endaro Mahanubhavulu, Andariki Vandana. It's in Telugu, it says, there are so many noble people, so many. And my prostrations to all of them, my namaskarams to all of them. It's not one person. There are so many people who are pulling on this whole universe by helping, by sharing their knowledge and experience with others. What they expect nothing. It is their very attitude. It's their very aptitude is to share and enjoy it. So they do it. And let such people come into our contact. Let us be in their company and let them guide us. All such people, Vishwe Devaha. Let all such people guide us and will take their guidance and make our living a better living. And take other fellow beings also along with us as they did for us. All this is very practical. It's not just theory. It's not just prayer. It's just prayer. It is begging. Arthana. Arthana is begging. But it's not Arthana. It is Prarthana. That is asking in the best way possible. What is the best way? Put our efforts, then ask for it. We play our role. We put our efforts. We work. And we pray, God, give this. We have paid our price willingly. It's not that we just sleep over and ask God to give this, give that. That's begging. That's not prarthana, it is arthana. Prarthana is important. Prarthana will be answered, not arthana. Maybe or may not be. Even if arthana is answered, we may not be able to hold on to it because we don't know its value. We'll know the value of something what we get when we have worked for it. As simple as that. So all these things, they just show us the goal. They just show us what we are really searching for. One is Sharma. Sharma is shelter, a protection, a protected environment. This we want to be given to us by that all wealthy Satyananda, from all knowledgeable, omniscient Satyananda, and all the noble people who are with us in this life, our fellow beings. Indro me Sharma yachatu. Brahma me Sharma yachatu. Indra gives us this in the form of materials, resources. Parama Ishwarya, that's all resources. Brahma with knowledge. Brahma is knowledge. So God gives us knowledge and guidance, which we have to apply and get the benefit. We get our protection, we get our resort. And Vishwe me Devaha Sharma yachantu. Let all the fellow beings who are knowledgeable, who have got knowledge and experience, let them also share their knowledge and experience, and let us be protected. Indro me Sharma yachatu, Brahma me Sharma yachatu, Vishwe me Devaha Sharma yachantu. Atharva 19:9-12. So there are many such things. So I shall try to analyze it again and again. And of course, many things are repeated, but the way they are expressed are slightly different. The basic concept is the same. Now that's another beauty of Vedas. If we listen to certain things, we forget it. Maybe it will be there in our memory for a short time. But when the same thing is again and again and told, yes, we never forget. We never forget. It will be engraved on our souls. That engraving is done only when we speak about it, think about it, discuss about it, practice it again and again and again. That's what Patanjali also says. Yoga, he defines, yogaha chittavritti nirodhaha. Nirodha means to control over what happens in us. Now, how it will happen? Then he only answers, abhyasa vairagyabhyam tan nirodhaha. Abhyasa and vairagya. Vairagya is detachment. Abhyasa is doing it again and again, reading it again and again, listening to it again and again. Now that will help us to achieve this. So yoga is part of life. And this yoga is controlling our own inner feelings and samskaras, impressions, and is possible only by abhyasa. Doing it again and again. So when we repeat things, when we read it again and again in different ways, we should be very happy that we are able to get it engraved on our souls. I am thinking why the same thing is told again and again. It's necessary, it's necessary. It's necessary. Because our memory is too short. And we'll be participating in so many activities in our life that certain things get lost in that. Lost in that. So it is engraved, there is no question of losing it. It will remain us evergreen in us. And that's the essence of human life. Okay, thank you. We'll again study and study. Thank you.